nights ago, I finally watched Peter Pan and Wendy on Disney Plus, which is directed by Dave Key. I believe I say his name there correctly. And this is basically Disney's remaking of the 1953 Disney animated classic, which is 70 years ago, which is a bit of an interesting 70th anniversary for this remake. So, yes, I did a review on the Peter Pan 1953 film. If you want to check it out, it's on my channel. Check it out if you want to. In terms of the Peter Pan films, they've been out for being remade or being retold so many different ways, like the 1953 Disney animated film that we all know and love. And of course, we had the sequel, Peter Pan Return to Neverland, which was pretty good for the most part. I do enjoy it as a kid, even now. I'll make a review of that at some point in the near future. And of course, other Peter Pan films I like to talk about is Hook, which is probably Hook is my most underrated, underappreciated, definitely the most overlooked films. It's definitely a cult classic. Other Peter Pan stuff, 2003 Peter Pan, I liked. I think it's very underrated. I'm going to talk about that maybe in the near future again. As for Pan, I have not seen and heard nothing but bad things about it, but I can't judge, so I cannot say how I feel about that movie, but I'll say it for another time. As far as the Disney live action remakes goes, they've been really up and down. I'll just say that it's been really up and down. Some I really loved, like The Jungle Book. I will say that's the best Disney live action remake we're going to have. Cinderella was really good. Christopher Robin, that's more of a live action adaptation, but that was good for the most part. I enjoyed Aladdin, even though it's not in on rewatches. It definitely kind of weakened for me a little bit. It was not great, but I still enjoy it for what it is. For other live action remakes, they're mostly just okay or just fine or just bland or should I say soulless and lifeless for the most part. I'll say that for another time, but for this one, I was really curious about this one because I had an interest. I thought maybe this could be good, maybe this would be worth seeing because, again, everyone has different opinions. Some people, they like live action remakes, some people are up for it, but again, opinions are respected. I don't want to go into people say, oh, you don't give things a chance, but I do give things a chance. I do give Disney live action remakes the benefit of the doubt. I always do. Even if it's unnecessary, I always willing and give them the chance to see what they can bring into the table. So we have Peter Pan and Wendy. The story is pretty much what you've seen before. It's told me many times. It follows a similar story with a few changes here and there, but I will say it's not that bad. I didn't love the movie, but I didn't hate it. I think it's fine. I think it's definitely a watchable, easy to sit through, didn't drag, didn't feel like boring for the most part, but it definitely could have been better in certain areas. But I'll start with the positives. I think the acting for the most part is good. I think everyone does their best. Jude Law as Captain Hook, I will say he's probably the highlight for me. I think many people will say it. He is the highlight of the movie, and he's definitely delivers a great performances. And I do love his relationship with Peter Pan. I thought that was really good. As for Peter Pan himself, I would say Alexander Monsley, I think his name is, as Peter Pan. He did a very good job. He was charming for the most part. You do get that bond with him and Hook and how they were friends now became enemies, and then of course they're trying to talk him through all of it. But for the most part, I thought that was really pretty interesting. Ever Anderson as Wendy. She did a good job. She's likable for the most part. Even though you do see her ready to go up and she's ready to leave, she starts to become an adult. Even though deep down she wishes things could be different. And of course, when she gets to Neverland, she starts to discover more about Peter's past and also about him and Captain Hook. Also, the few other characters like John and Michael, they were fine. There's not much to them. They're just there for the majority of it. As for the Lost Boys, even though there's girls there, or Lost Children, I think it's called now, or something along those lines. And of course, the whole controversy with Tinkerbell, played by, I can't remember the actress' name, but some people can play upset about it because Tinkerbell is black. And I want to say this now, to those who's upset about the whole Tinkerbell's black thing and you guys expected me to get upset, I don't really care who plays Tinkerbell. It's a similar situation with Ariel from the Little Mermaid remake we're getting this year with Halle Bailey playing Ariel. I don't really care who plays. It's all about the best casting choice. It's all about the best casting. I know everyone's saying, "Oh, this is Disney's wokeness. This is Disney's just shoving female agenda down our throats. It's trying to shove diversity." Like, guys, who really cares? All I care about, if the actor or actress does a good job, that's it. That's all I cared about. I don't care about, oh, they're just doing it because of A, diversity, B, social justice warriors, or C, they're just doing it for political agenda or feminist agenda or left wing, right wing, whatever. But whatever it suits you. But I try not to go into that. I just want to go into this movie, just want to see the performance. That's all I care about. Not that type of situation. Again, I'll say that for another time. And I was really dreading this film for the most part because the whole review bombings, because of that. Because again, I guarantee you, if The Little Mermaid comes out and then people and internet trolls review bombing it because of Halle Bailey's Ariel skin color, then you guys have a serious problem. You guys need to get yourselves checked out. But anywho, I'll say it for another time. As for Neverland itself, Neverland is pretty nice. It's pretty unique, but even though it's not as tropical, it looks more like set in the islands or something like that. It only gets deep forests, and that's mostly it for the majority of the Neverland. So there's some enjoyable aspects of it. The visual effects are pretty cool. There's some practical moments and some CGI, blue green screen stuff. And of course, you don't get much of George or Mary Darling, Wendy, John Michael's mum and dad. Alan Tudyk is kind of underused a little bit, kind of wasted. But as far as the musical score goes, the musical score is really nice. You do hear the little "You Can Fly" theme. You don't really get, the songs are not in there except for the pirates start singing, which is kind of different. And of course, there are some changes. There's going to be changes every Disneyland remake. There's going to be some changes. There's going to be a few things that are going to be there. There are some changes. Some people find it insulting. Others find it, no, I quite like that. That's quite refreshing for the most part. You know, Peter Pan has been told many times. There's going to be different variants of it. It's going to be different way to tell the story or how different it will be. And the funny thing is, Tiger Lily is in the movie for helping out for the most part, which... that's a plus, that's something. Totally helping up Peter Pan and Wendy, John, Michael, Lost Boys, or Lost Children, whatever you want to say. But other than that, I think this is pretty nice for the most part. We change around for the most part. As far as the ending goes, I found the ending to be a little bit underwhelming for the most part. Not awful, it was just very underused. It could have been so much more in terms of storytelling. There are so many things they could have fleshed out a little bit. Maybe they could have explored about Peter Pan's origin a little bit, maybe, because he does mention it, but he doesn't really give much detail on it, because I wish there was something there. I do think they could have explored. That's my opinion on it. I wish there was more to explore with it. Overall, Peter Pan and Wendy, I don't love the movie per se. I don't hate it. I don't despise it. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's the worst Disney live action remake. But that being said, I think it's much better than last year's Pinocchio. Yeah, I actually said that. And we'll do a review on that at some point in the near future. So, my rating on Peter Pan and Wendy, I'm going to say stream it on Disney+. I'll say it is worth checking out. If you like Peter Pan movies, if you're really curious about this one, I'll say give this one a watch. Definitely check it out if you want to. If not, stick to the 1953 version. Also, I'll say this now, I'll say this once. If you think this is just a woke propaganda or this is Disney shoving diversity down our throats, I've got something to say to you. Grow up! Thanks so much for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell me, what do you think of Peter Pan and Wendy? Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you think it's alright? Or do you hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below, but be civilly, please. Thank you. Till next time, see ya!